In the markets this week, a forecast of tighter ending stocks supports wheat prices. Analysts think the corn trade is likely to remain volatile, while smaller supplies are expected to help the cattle outlook. Traders say one commodity that appears to have received a little boost out of the July 11th reports is wheat. Ending stocks were pulled back, thus tightening up supplies for the U.S. as well as globally. Analyst Naomi Bloom says she expects to see a sideways, slow grind higher for wheat prices over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
What I think we'll see for the wheat market is the bottom forming. And we'll probably see prices maybe be able to push 20 to 40 cents higher at that time, though. Likely a selling opportunity for the Kansas wheat, the Minneapolis wheat, the Chicago crop too. So make sure that you're selling the rallies when they come.
Flip-flopping weather forecasts for parts of the Corn Belt have turned the national grain and oilseed markets more volatile. A less threatening forecast Wednesday afternoon shifted corn and soybean prices somewhat lower. Extension Ag economist Brian Williams provided some analysis of what's happening in the grain sector. What did the July 11th reports have to say as far as the U.S. corn crop?
Well, in the corn crop, we saw two big things. First of all, they revised the production downwards based on fewer harvested acres expected. And then the other thing is the ending stocks. They revised up 10 million bushels, mostly on lower feed use and lower exports.
What kind of description, how would you class this report as far as corn?
I'd say slightly bearish, just given that there's more corn out there than what they were expecting before.
Now, how is the market reacting? What's going on there since the reports?
Well, on the day the report was released, things were still coming up just a little bit. But the day after, we saw across the board most of the crops lost ground the next day.
As far as old crop corn, is this a time for farmers to be making sales, the situations that we're looking at here?
Yeah, the old crop, I was just looking this morning at the Mississippi prices, and there's about $1 difference between the Mississippi cash prices and the September future. So old crop prices are still holding fairly strong at this point.
And opposite side of that, new crop, any marketing advice for producers as far as new crop corn?
Well, the big thing with the new crop is that we're looking much better right now than we did a year ago. The crop conditions are looking real good, so we're gonna have a lot more. It looks like corn. We might lose a few acres, but the USDA at this point is real reluctant to make any revisions downward until they have more information on that.
All right, let's talk for soybeans just a moment. What did the reports have to say about beans?
Well, on soybeans, the big thing, and it wasn't all unexpected, but the acres were revised up 600,000 acres. The reason I say it wasn't all unexpected is because most of that was revised upward in the last grain stocks report as well. So we're going to have ending stocks about 30 million bushels higher.
Now, I know the day the reports came out, beans saw huge losses. Any surprise there?
Yeah. The big thing, I think, was that there was a weather premium built into the market. The western half of the Corn Belt saw some dry conditions, and so that had built this premium in, and then having a slightly bearish report come out really caused some selling off by some of the speculators.
Time for the trivia quiz on Farm Week, so let's take a look at our question. What was the first state to create conservation districts? The answer is one of these: Mississippi, Iowa, Georgia, or North Carolina. I'll tell you the answer at the end of the markets. Ahead of the Friday afternoon, July 19th cattle on feed update from the USDA, Dow Jones Newswires reports that analysts expect year-to-year declines in the major categories. Let's look at the pre-report estimates. Placements could be down 5.1% on the year due to smaller supplies and poor margins. Marketings are expected to be 5.3% smaller than a year ago, and analysts think that the total number of cattle on feed as of July 1 may be down 3% from last year. Well, before our new feature story, let's check the trivia answer for this week. The correct choice is D. The first conservation district was created in North Carolina in 1938.